A male escort has filed a lawsuit against Diddy and Cassie, alleging that Cassie manipulated him and sexually assaulted him, gave him an STD, and aborted his child without his knowledge. All right, let's take a look.
So good morning. I am Dave,
Good morning,
the man
Dave.
who has just sued Cassandra Ventura for damages involved in the Sean Combs sex trafficking trial. I was paid by Cassie, Cassandra Ventura, for 8 years to be her male provider.
So if this is true, should Cassie also be charged with trafficking and prostitution?
Now, at the time, legally, I didn't know my rights as well as I do now. I didn't create this conflict with Cassandra Ventura. She created it with me. She's the one who decided to bring up things that happened over 10 to 15 years ago to hold Sean Combs accountable for what was a partial truth. She should have took her $20-30 million and walked into the sunset, people. She should have never gotten on the stand and created further liability for herself by telling more of the lie that she created to get this man sent to prison for his life. The truth is, I was only a male escort for 2 years. I continued in the profession because Cassie and Diddy continued to pay me very well, and I was an ex-con. I needed money. I was trapped in the situation. I'll admit that. I didn't know what to do. But does that mean I should be victim shamed because the same thing that happened to women all the time happened to me as a man? No.
There is no doubt that Cassie went through a lot, but there may be compelling arguments to show that she victimized others in the process. And if that's the case, is she responsible for paying for her crimes by proxy? Let me know in the comments.
Man, I know the feminists got to be pissed at this. This grift was supposed to be for women only. Now the men getting in on it. What y'all think?
I think he lying, but Diddy did victimize men mostly in that situation. Let me shout out Nora and Enzo. They went to the Diddy trial, so we got coverage of everything there, and we talked to some of the people that covered the trial. I think he's lying. I think people just doing frivolous lawsuits.
Doc?
I think he lying as well, but I mean, he a professional. You shouldn't be able to sue somebody for doing your job. I mean, they hire him and they pay him for a service. How he gonna sue them now? It ain't like he ain't get paid. It ain't like he said Diddy and them short me. He said, yo, they paid me well. Cassie asked me to keep doing it. I was an ex-con. Man, they put money in his pocket and he out here trying to sully their good name. That's crazy to me.
Hey, the ladies do it all the time, so we seeing it in reverse.
But it wasn't her job though. It was his job. He said he was a professional.
Now he said she was hiring him, and I said that from the get-go when everybody was trying to make Cassie a victim. I was like, man, she ain't no victim.
Yeah, but it ain't like she hired him to be, the driver, and then she started having sex with him. She hired him to have sex.
I don't have the other because he got a bunch of clips. In one clip, he said he basically saying that he's a victim of SA because the same way, like if it's a man and woman and the woman say don't shoot the club up, and you shoot the club up and she get up dripping, then that could be considered SA. What he said is, there was one time that he went there, they were in the dark and they did whatever. And then after they got done, he seen that she was on her cycle. And for him, he was like, he would never do that. There's another video where he goes into everything that happened. He was saying from there, he felt victimized. And that's one of the things that's going to come out in this suit.
Man, he lying. He lying. He just said he was an ex-con and they put money in his pocket. He lied. He didn't know what was going on.
I think it's all a grift, but
yeah.
I covered this. I didn't see him. I didn't see that guy at all as one of the escorts. I never seen his face.
Yeah, Clayton Howard. That's the name. Yeah. So Marsha, I'm not talking crazy over here, so I love to get your opinion.
No, I think I would say that I am a person who will believe someone if they say that they were. I don't know. Are we allowed to say it here? I don't even know if we're allowed to say it. Like TikTok, you can't say.
What's the abbreviation?
SA.
Oh, yeah. Just say SA.
Oh, okay. All right. If someone says that they were SA, I am I will believe the victim. That is just who I am. So if, as a male, he believes that he experienced SA with Cassie, then absolutely we should be pursuing this. However, I believe two things can be true at once. She could have done that, yes, and that did not justify Diddy doing it to her, right? And so she is also a victim, even if she was a perpetrator at once. And so I think both instances deserve justice of some kind. So.
Is that political Chris or Chris work?
Yeah, so I agree with Doc. I think he's lying. You know, and this could be a touchy subject, but when it comes to men being SA'd, I might believe him if it was done by another man. You know, women, I believe women when they say they were SA'd because, you know, I've known a lot of people, not a lot of women who've been SA'd. And, you know, it's out there. It happens. And guys don't even realize they're doing it, but they do it. You know, so I do, you know, so in that respect, I agree with Marshall where, you know, when people are victims, believe them. But that's mostly when they're females. A man is a man, you know, and unless he dropped the soap and when he was in prison or something, or unless, you know, another man got him the wrong way, you know, that's it. I think he wants his 15 minutes of fame and he's just riding that roller coaster that Diddy's on right now. That's what I got.
Yeah. Hey, if what he said is true about him in the dark and there was some red fluid there after he got done, I take that as SA. I'm sorry. I'll be traumatized for life. Slim.
Oh man, I think he clout chasing. I think he just as nasty as Diddy and Cassie is, and he got paid to be nasty, and he just trying to get money off of people, man. I mean, that's basically what it seemed like. Just like Doc said, it just don't add up how you could get paid for something and actually emphasize very well, and then say you want to sue somebody that, and you just nasty. Like, just admit you just nasty, and you was part of it, and you want your clout. So
yeah, at least the other guy, the Punisher, he's willing to admit it.
yeah, that dude is cool.
Yeah. No, but the other thing he's doing too, the reason why I think it's a grift too, he's now going after people on social media because one of the claims, I guess people are coming after him saying that he said in the suit that he's going after Cassie for aborting a baby that they had.
Yeah,
without
that's
his
what I was
consent.
just about to say. That's what I was just about to say. He claimed she aborted that baby. Yeah.
Yeah, but he said if he catch anybody saying that on social media, he's going to sue him for defamation. So that right there told me, okay, he's really, yeah, he's really.
He said.
But
that man just playing them penitentiary games. He didn't got in the free world. He ain't had to get a job. Diddy and Cassie gave him a free check. So he's penitentiary games. That's all.
Yeah, I do think Cassie needed to be charged though.
Wow.
I think she was just as guilty as Diddy. Like you, man, you can't be a normal minded person and do this stuff for 10 years. You got to be just as crazy. That you slipped up somewhere, especially that was the going thing that everybody's saying is that she called and set these dudes up. All the dudes that came through to knock it down, she was setting it up. She was paying them. Regardless if it was out of Diddy's bank account or hers, she was paying, like she was literally the admin for the operation. You're a manager of this sex corporation, so you should be charged too. Or you were acting as a manager if you're setting these things up. But the system isn't fair like that. So, but that's my opinion. She should be charged with something, even if it's a misdemeanor. There needs to be, to me, that would help send the message to women that, okay, you have sexual liberation, you have equal freedoms, whatever y'all perceive and think y'all have that's equal or freedom, but there's consequences for shit. The issue that's going on now, while a lot of this stuff is going to keep happening, is because there's no consequence to women for moving freely about their life in the country. Only the men are punished. So I think that message needs to be sent that we need to do Cassie next. I don't care if it's a misdemeanor and she pay a ticket. Something needs to happen.
If you're watching right now, hit subscribe and press that notification bell to know when we go live.
Man, there we go. All right. Anybody got anything to add?
Main event.
Main event.
I do just want to vote regardless of, what comes up of this, if we find out if he is a victim or not, or if he is just, making stuff up because he was hired. Men can be essayed by women. And the things that men's bodies do can be involuntary when they are being essayed. So I do just want to clear that up because it's important to believe all victims if they say that happened to them. So.
And what's crazy that you're saying it, I guarantee most of us on here have a story.
That depends on what you consider being essayed.
A fat drunk chick coming at you that you didn't want on you.
But I'm just saying, if you still do it, you wanted it.
Nah, I'm talking about a high calorie chick coming after you. She drunk. You ain't nowhere near attracted. And she just starts feeling on you, grabbing your nuts, whatever it is. I didn't have it happen. I'm like, yo, get off me.
How you gonna say high calorie? That's a new one.
All right, main event. Let me quit bullshitting.